Let's talk about discipline. We all want more of it, right? We struggle with it, we admire it in others. But what if I told you that what we think of as discipline is often not discipline at all? What if we've been looking at it all wrong? Let's peel back the layers on this discipline deception.
Think about it for a second. Why is it that you can pour 8 straight hours into a video game or learning a new song and it feels like no time at all, but sitting down to do 1 hour of that thing you have to do feels like climbing Mount Everest? This isn't just you. This feeling right here is the key to understanding everything.
So first up, we have to bust a major myth. We're going to break down what we think discipline is versus what it actually is.
Okay, here's the big idea. We see someone who is just excelling, pouring in endless hours, and we go, wow, look at their discipline. But here's the trick, the deception. More often than not, that incredible dedication isn't being fueled by raw willpower. It's fueled by a deep, burning, personal interest. It's passion just masquerading as discipline.
And to really make this crystal clear, let's look at a personal story that just perfectly illustrates this whole mix-up.
The person at the heart of our story starts by admitting something huge. He never saw himself as a disciplined kid, not even close. Instead, when he found something he loved, he didn't just get interested, he became completely obsessed. It would just take over his entire life.
And this quote from his mom just hits the nail on the head. While other people might have looked at his intense focus and praised his discipline, his own mother saw the reality. It wasn't discipline in the way we normally think about it. It was this kind of crazy, singular obsession, and everything else just fell by the wayside.
And the proof was in everything else he did, or rather, didn't do. For all the stuff he was supposed to do, but wasn't passionate about, he was the total opposite of disciplined. He blew off his homework, his room was a mess, and he was terrible at jobs he hated. By any normal standard, you'd just call him lazy. But then, everything changed. He found martial arts, and boom, something just clicked inside him. That passion lit a fire, creating an obsessive focus that had him training all day, every single day. Now, from the outside, it looked like superhuman discipline, but from the inside, he was just doing the one thing he was completely crazy about.
So this story really brings us to the core of it all. We need to draw a very clear line in the sand between two concepts that almost everyone lumps together: focus and discipline. Let's break it down. On one side, you've got passion-driven focus. This is fueled by your interest, by what you love. It feels easy, it feels effortless, because it's what you want to do. But then, on the other side, you have true discipline. This is fueled by your own conscious will. It requires effort. It's a struggle because it's about making yourself do what you have to do, especially when you don't feel like it at all.
This analogy just makes it perfectly clear, doesn't it? You can take the exact same person who has zero drive or discipline when you force them into a career they don't care about, and that same person can look like a world-class athlete when they're pursuing something they love, like golf. It's not about the person having discipline or not. It's about passion. So this is the big takeaway. True discipline isn't about finding your passion so work feels easy. It is the raw, unglamorous, foundational skill of showing up and doing the hard work when inspiration and motivation are nowhere to be found. It is a muscle, and you have to build it. Which, of course, brings us to the most important question. If true discipline is a skill, a muscle you can build, then how in the world do you actually do it? Let's get into the practical steps. It all starts with your mindset. You have to stop running away from discomfort. In fact, you have to start leaning into it, even seeking it out. It's about training your brain to actually embrace and maybe even enjoy the challenge of doing difficult things. And the process is actually a really simple 3-step loop. You don't need a coach or a trainer, you just become your own. Step 1, create a forced, rigid schedule for yourself. Step 2, write down a specific, measurable goal. And step 3, the most important one, execute on that goal, no matter what. No excuses. Let's make this totally concrete. A great place to start is to write down a simple physical goal. Something like, today, I will do 100 push-ups. It's clear, it's specific, and you don't need any special equipment to get it done. And the key to actually doing it isn't about speed or power. It's all about completion. It doesn't matter if you have to do 10 reps, take a long break, and come back an hour later for 10 more. The only rule is, by the end of the day, you get those 100 reps in, period. Now look, this sounds hard. And you know what? It is. But the struggle, that's where all the magic is. Let's talk about the incredible payoff that comes from putting yourself through this fight. When you finally push through that discomfort,
When you do the thing your brain was screaming at you not to do, the feeling of satisfaction on the other side, it's huge. It's this powerful psychological reward that you just can't get any other way.
And that satisfaction kicks off this incredible positive feedback loop. First, by choosing the struggle, you prove to yourself that you can do hard things. That hard work naturally leads to improvement. Improvement eventually leads to success. And that success, that's what builds genuine, earned, real confidence.
And this whole idea is summed up perfectly in one of the most powerful phrases out there, made famous by former Navy SEAL Jocko Willink. Discipline equals freedom.
So what does that really mean? It means that when you build the ability to force yourself to do the work, you're no longer a slave to your moods or how motivated you feel or your fears. You are finally free from your own excuses. You know you can do the work, so the work itself no longer controls you.
So the real question isn't about finding some magical passion to trick yourself into working hard. It's about choosing your struggle. It's about building that fundamental skill of discipline so you can take on any challenge, whether you're passionate about it or not. So, what struggle will you choose?